Let's go.
Be humble. Sit down. Be humble. Sit down.
What they say, man, be humble. What?
Dang,
Sit down.
it ain't one of
Be
my
humble.
favorites, but it's cool.
Sit down.
Joe,
What's going on, sir?
what's going on, Dave, brother?
Trying to make it happen, man. Trying to make it happen.
Me too, baby. Me too. That's all we can do every day.
Yes,
God
sir.
did his best. Now we got to do the rest.
Yes, sir, man. It's good to be back. Happy Monday, everybody. We back in the building trying to spit something. This is the Raps. Willingly. What? Go ahead. What is it? Willingly.
Willing to respond, and as people should.
I had a brain fart.
Come on, baby. You had a brain fart on it. Too much going on upstairs.
That's right, man. We trying to
Yes,
do it
sir.
all and still get in while we working, man. We got to be
Hey.
here for the people, man. We responding correctly.
Yes, sir. It happens to all of us.
Yes, sir, man. Lead us off, Doc. What we on?
Yes, sir. Good morning, great people. I hope y'all had a great weekend. We appreciate y'all. You know, we was gonna dive right into it. God just jumped in my spirit and said, do a prayer. You know what I'm saying? Never too much time for prayer. We all need it. We all feel like we all don't do enough of it. So I'm gonna lead us off with that. Father God, we come to you through your son, Jesus Christ, God. Thanking you, God, for the humble things you do for us, God, that you don't have to do, God, because we owe you everything, God, and you owe us nothing, God. You have established purpose on this earth for us, God. I ask, God, that you enter into our spirits and allow us to find our purpose, God. Show us what it is we're supposed to be doing, God. Take away this spirit of competition and amongst our people, God. Take away this spirit of outdoing, God. Bring us love, togetherness, God. Allow us to understand, God, that you bless us to be a blessing, God. And with that being said, God, that we find somebody to bless this week, God, today, God, and just allow us to find what it is to put us in our peaceful place, to allow us to love on each other more, God. Find out what it is to put us in a place of contentment, to be content with our situations, our lives. Allow us to find what it is that we're supposed to be doing, God, to have us feeling whole, God. It's a lot of us feeling empty, feeling lost, God, no matter how much financial blessings we get, no matter how many materialistic things we get, God, we don't feel whole, God. So, God, we just ask, God, that you enter into the people that's hearing this spirit, allow them to just find out what it is that fulfills them, God. Through your son, Jesus Christ, God, we ask, God, that you continue to bless us in our health, allow us to be more health conscious in what we put in our mouths. Because as the old saying, God, we are what we eat, God, and we want to be healthy, God. We want to have a more alkaline diet, eat more vegetables, God, the things, God, that our body crave and not our tongues, God. So we just thank you for everything you're doing, God. Keep our children safe, keep our loved ones safe, God. Protect us from COVID, God. We ask that there's no more variants of a COVID disease coming forth, God. We ask, God, that you show us what it is we're supposed to be doing in our finances, God. Show us what it is we're supposed to be doing on our mission on this earth, God. And we just thank you for everything you're doing, God, to keep us motivated, to keep us going, God. We ask that we continue to uplift each other more, God, and pray for each other more, God, and just continue to be a blessing to each other. Through your son, God, through your son, Jesus Christ, we pray. Amen.
Hey, man, that was powerful, bro. I'm pumped now, Doc. I'm ready to go. Man.
I thought I was stutter. I thought I was stutter stepping too much, man.
No,
I'm like,
brother. On fire, man.
I was trying to find all the right
bro.
words, man. You know?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's so much, man, to be on our minds and in our hearts, man. Heart and spirits be so heavy, man. Man, we be babbling sometimes because we want to say the right things, but there's so much going on upstairs, man. We get so frustrated and confused. You just do your best, man. You know what I'm saying?
Sir, man. This is good stuff,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Appreciate you, man. Go ahead, lead us off, man. What we talking about?
Okay, we talking about the humble man will always finish in the first place.
Man.
The humble man will always finish first.
Humble.
So this is a real sensitive subject and real powerful, man. This is one I came up with, I don't know, a few weeks back, man. God put on my spirit, man. Something my old lady, the wife, always, you know, she's real persistent on saying to me, man, because, you know, going through life, as you know what I'm saying, somebody that's close to me, you know, I'm just getting to a point where I'm in a good place where I'm really starting to check my attitude. You know, I'm checking how I talk to people, how I snap, you know what I'm saying, and just trying to, you know, get my inner man together to where I'm working on some things in my life, you know what I'm saying, to make me more happy with myself. So, and, you know, that anger, you know what I'm saying, and that temper has always been one of the issues I had. So, you know, I think I'm doing good with it. You know what I'm saying? We always slip up and we have our shortcomings, man. I'm fast to repent, fast to check myself, fast to even go back and apologize, man, to people if I get a little off, man. And I just look at myself like, man, you failed that test today. But I'm looking at myself more so than failing. I'm passing more tests than I used to fail. So, you know, I'm happy with my results. I'm happy with, you know, where God taking me, man. And I just think that's one of them things that we could touch on, because I think it's a problem that's going on in the world with a lot of people, man. You know, just, you know, finding a way to be more humble and say to yourself, man, I ain't got to win every argument. And sometimes you got to find yourself in a place where you say, you know what, before I find myself being in an argument or in a disagreement, let me remove myself. You know what I'm saying? Let me get myself out this situation.
Yeah. No, man, awesome topic. It don't seem like it's sexy, but the topic is sexy. We're talking about being humble, humility, and how that characteristic, if you look at it, like, because everything in life is about the character that we build. And those of us who follow Christ, that's really what it is. How can we take certain principle ideas and adopt them into our character so we can execute and start to attract things to us that we've been wishing and hoping for, but don't know what's hindering it. And so for a lot of us, we sometimes step out of humility and getting into self-righteousness, or I know everything and everything that I do is the right way, and you got to respect what I do. And we get all into this ego concept. And so I'm hearing so much when you say how to use this concept called humility or humbleness. I wanted to read a definition to give somebody perspective, and then we can see how we can really help people respond correctly in their situations. And so, like, even when you listen to it, it don't even sound sexy, but it says humble being of a person that is submissive, respectful, lowly in manner, modest, or not self-asserting, right? And so another concept, when you look at, in biblically, you're talking about the characters that we're supposed to have. They also say meekness is the same as humility. Meekness is not weakness. Meekness is power under control. So you have the ability to have control of yourself, even though you can respond, even though you can go off, even though you ain't no punk, even though you ain't this or that. All those things we get in our head, we think that we have to prove ourselves to people sometimes, but it causes us to get out of position to receive any type of blessing, any type of relationship, any type of advantages, because we got to say, oh, this is who I am, and you ain't going to do A, B, C, and this to me. And we miss out on opportunities. So because we got to prove ourselves. And so being one that is submissive, meaning I'm going to let you, you know what I'm saying, establish a precedence. I'm going to sub to your mission. What are you trying to accomplish? I'm going to hold my ego and submit to what you're trying to do and listen. And then maybe we can come to some common ground. And that gives us so much more advantage in life if we're able to walk that process out in the whole process. We'll let him get his camera back on. But being meek is a character trait, y'all. We're talking about how to respond in situations that don't always allow us or have been stopping us from our advantages that we have in life, is because we don't understand the concept of humility, and that always puts you in position to finish first. Are you back with me, bro? Are you still working?
Yeah, man, I'm waiting on my volume to click back in, man. I lost you for a minute, so if you can hear me, bear with me.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, that was real good, the stuff you was touching on. Can you hear me?
I can.
Man, that's good, man. And I appreciate a lot of things you were saying, and it really resonated with me, especially the meek part. You know what I'm saying? Being, you know what I'm saying, control strength, because that's something that a lot of people don't understand the definition of. And I was going to touch on that, and you beat me to it. So that was a blessing. And then see, what a lot of people don't understand with people that's like got tempers or attitude, man, a lot of it they compassionate, man. And a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, they misconfuse compassion with frustration, you know what I'm saying, and anger. And when a lot of times when, like, if you don't know a person and you don't understand why they are the way they are, you know what I'm saying, you don't know how to deal with them. So somebody like you that's in my world, or somebody like a lot of my homeboys or different people that's been around me for years, they understand that I'm passionate about stuff that I'm dealing with. So they don't take a lot of stuff personal. But for somebody that really don't know me and they hear me, they be like, dang, bro, this guy a little rough around the edges, or this guy, you know, he be going too hard, or dang, man, he got a bad attitude, when really, I didn't, you know what I'm saying, we done been through so much out here in the streets, man. You be so compassionate because you got so much love for your people doing better, and you want to do better, that it come off like anger or frustration. You know what I'm saying? So I just had to learn that too. Like, man, you gotta be softer, you know what I'm saying, when you kick it. You know what I'm saying? Not, you know what I'm saying? You got to be just a little more smoother, because people that don't know you and don't understand, they can take, you know, the way you communicate things the wrong way, because they don't understand you. But you just got to be, you know what I'm saying, smooth with how you communicate with people, and take in consideration that everybody don't know you. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't know your walk. But people that do know me be like, bro, you one of the humblest, smoothest dudes I know, bro. Because, you know, people that's inside my world, they know some of the intimate things about me, and they know some of the things a lot of people don't know about me. And they be like, dude, for you to be where you at, you know what I'm saying, as a person, man, you humble, bro. You don't, you know what I'm saying, a cat will never even know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing that I think, you know, I appreciate and love God for making in me, man, because it take me back from my childhood. I can never be that guy that let nothing materialistic have me feeling like I'm better, or had no finances put me in a position where I look down on somebody, man. I'm always that guy that's trying to link up with a person and pull them up and give them an idea to, you know, uplift them in their finances, or bring a good idea to the table where we can make some money, man. And I think if more of us get on that page, you know what I'm saying, and loving each other and not being in this competition, and just being more humble and smooth and approachable, then I think we could see a bigger change in our brotherhood as a whole. You know what I'm saying?
100%. Can you hear me, bro?
I'm gonna have to click out of here, man, and figure out what's
okay,
going
cool.
on.
Come back in.
I can't even hear you.
Okay. So I thought that was so key, and I wish he was here to hear me respond on this concept. But just he talked about he and our relationship, Uncle Cal and I, is me being in a position that I exercise humility or meekness, because the boy, if you know him, he pop off real quick. And sometimes we work with people, whether it be our spouse, whether it be our business partner, they sometimes come with a passion or a level of aggression that we sometimes don't understand. And what humility does to us, humility allows us an opportunity to listen to what is being said, as opposed to the emotion or the characteristics in which they get across. And I'm talking about you, Cal. I'm talking about even in our relationship, just feeding back on what you said.
Right.
So a lot of times we miss on opportunities. There's a lot of things that we do business about. There's a lot of things that we do as a personal relationship to share our ups and downs as men that we would have missed out on had I not operated in a character of humility to look past his, you know what I'm saying, maybe his flagrant or passionate responses, and actually see the person. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Okay, I can see this guy. This guy's authentic on the inside. He just, like he said, he a little rough around the edges. But if you know a guy's story, you can empathize with that roughness. If you know your girl's story, you can empathize with their roughness or the things that are not right about them that may seem to offend you. But humility allows you to just take a back seat. You know what I'm saying? So what business have you not jumped in because maybe you don't take the humble position to allow somebody to exercise their know-how because you don't like how they're doing it? You know what I'm saying?
Wow, that's good.
Even
man.
in your relationship, you don't allow somebody to express themselves, that they, even though that they don't come across the way you want them to come across. If we listen and be patient and take a back seat, well, you ain't said the right way. No, shut up. You shut up. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me just listen to what you're trying to say and not make you respond like I need you to respond, so I can actually hear what's going on and we can establish this thing called communication. It's so many benefits, bro. I love this topic that we could do with our character and cause things to attract to us if we just operate in this process. I love it, man. I love it.
Man, that's crazy. And it's funny when you go to working on that as an individual, if you know that's one of your character flaws and you go to working on that, man, you see how much you let your guard down and how much more people attract to you. And a lot of us got that guard up because we done been messed over, and we kind of want to have that hard approach because we really don't even want people around us, because it's like, dude, I don't even want to let guys in my circle to let them close no more, because so many people on, you know what I'm saying, fuckery that I don't want to be bothered.
Right.
But, you know, the world ain't meant for that. You need love around you, and you got to just X those people out, and you got to let the right people in. God going to send them your way. But one thing I want to do, I actually want to tell you thank you too, bro. You know what I'm saying? How you was touching on, you know, looking past, you know what I'm saying, the man I was, man. And then, you know, getting to know me for a person and looking at the heart of me, man. I wanted to take time, if I ain't never told you that, to tell you thank you, bro. I love you, and I appreciate you for that, man. And much love. And then another thing, is that your phone dinging or something on my end?
That's me, man. I can't stop it. Go ahead.
Okay. So I just want to make sure I need to check something. Okay. But then touching on another thing you said about, you know, women and different things, and why a woman this way or certain. And a lot of these women, man, they go through so many different emotional things that we put them through to where it make their attitude bad. Because a lot of these brothers, you know what I'm saying? I mean, a lot of these sisters, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? When I say sisters, I ain't talking about just a certain color, because we got this same issue in all races. I'm
100%.
talking about black, white, green, and ugly. You know, they get their heart broke so many times, or they go through so many relationships before they either check themselves about what it is they need to change, or check themselves about the type of man they're attracting, to where by the time they get to you, you know, their attitude is so messed up. You like, dang. But once you understand their story as a man, your friend might look at them like they got a messed up attitude, but you might understand it because you done had that conversation with her, and you choose to go on and try to change something in her and be with her. You know what I'm saying? And your boy looking at her like, dang, she got a bad attitude, or dang, she ain't humble. But you understand her story, so it ain't for nobody else to love it but you. You know what I'm saying? And something else resonated in my spirit when you was talking, and I thought about one of my nephews, my little nephew Eddie, his cousin, man. When I first met him, man, Mar, man, we kind of had that. We kind of got that same thing going on. And I noticed he was kind of looking at me crazy, and I was looking at him crazy. He kind of an aggressor type of guy, and so am I. You know what I'm saying? And he a loving, really, really giving type of guy. So am I. So it took us a minute to feel each other out. And once we did, man, we clicked like Legos. It's like, boom. So, but you got to humble yourself to let your guard down, to be able to look at the heart of the man, like you said you did for me, to say, you know what? Let me not prejudge this man. Let me not prejudge this man, and let me give him a chance. You know what I'm saying? And then when you see that, like, oh man, this ain't no arrogant guy. He actually a humble, smooth dude. You got to understand him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, 100% though. So for some of us who are in situations that you may still feel stuck, humility is an access to get in the environment or to get the reciprocating love for somebody that you could synergize with, right? That's all we're trying to say, whether this is in a relationship in your house or a business relationship outside of your house or whatever. Humility, sometimes being patient and listening, taking a modest approach as opposed to snapping back like we could because we got toughness or we got ego, whatever it is that we sometimes covet that we shouldn't. These things will prohibit us from exercising in rooms or atmospheres that cause us to be synergized and grow, because we just too egotistical. So we have to be able to respond with the character of meekness, which is power under control, with the character of humility, which is taking a back seat. Because a lot of times people who are successful that'll pull you along, they're throwing off somebody who know everything. Like, if you don't want to be around somebody who think they know it all when they're really trying to come up. So if I'm a person that I have a gift, or I have the ability to give favor to somebody because I have acquired some things, I don't really want to be around you if you're trying to show yourself just as good as me or better than me. Like, what is the point? I cannot add no value if the approach that you're giving me is that you got it all together. So sometimes just saying, I don't know, help me to understand. You know what I'm saying? I need your help in this particular situation. It's okay to say I am weak or not strong in this area. I am good over here, and I'll double down on that. But in the areas that I'm weak, I need you. And somebody quickly invite you in. Your relationship will get better, because humility, that's the topic, will always help you finish in first place. It's just such an advantage to that character.
Finishing in first place, man. God just dropped something in my spirit to share, bro. And you always tell me, bro, you always say, don't say this, bro. But I had to, I had to get confidence in myself, and I had to, you know what I'm saying? I had to exercise that. It's power in the tongue, and you got to watch the words that come out your mouth. And even if you believe it, you got to confess something different till you have something different, because you believe that you know it's something different, and you have more faith in your ability to what God did for you. So, one of them things I used to say, like, because I ain't educated, I dropped out of school in the 10th grade, and I'll be like, man, this down the third, I ain't smart. But you know what I'm saying? This is what God told me to go ahead and release this, because, I'm being vulnerable, I'm being humble right now, and this is going to bless some people. Yeah. So, when the key to my success, people look at a lot of the buildings and a lot of property and different things I have obtained financially coming out the streets, man. And they be like, man, how did you obtain a lot of this stuff? How did you do what you did? And you know what I'm saying, didn't even graduate high school. Right. You know what I'm saying? And it was just simply that, bro. What you just said right there. I humbled myself to the point where I always surrounded myself around people that were smarter than me and knew things I didn't know, and I took from them what I could learn to make myself more powerful the next time. You know what I'm saying? Not so that I didn't need them, but so they wouldn't feel like I was an invaluable crutch. I didn't want them to feel like, okay, I'm giving this guy a game, I'm showing him the way. He not even smart enough to take this and learn it, so he don't need it the next time. So what I did is I surrounded myself by powerful, educated people that can teach me some things, because I didn't have the right support system to help me understand that, hey, school was going to give you the tools you need to survive in the world, to do some of the things you needed to do. So that was a blessing, bro, that I was humble enough and had people around me to humble enough to, like you was just saying, to obtain favor from people, to say, well, they take their resources and say, here, you know what I'm saying? I got faith in your ability or what you can do. I see something in you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to do this for you because God has put favor in my life to do this for you. And I don't know why I'm doing it, but I know God telling me to do it. And I don't know how I'm going to reap the benefits of it in return. But it may not come from you, but God going to bless me because he told me to do this for you, bro.
Yeah. And you know, it's so weird. Like people, we might could have a whole session on this concept of favor, and you got favor. Favor is simply, here's the definition: an opportunity to prove yourself. If you put yourself in an environment, and somebody takes a liking to you, they're giving you an opportunity to prove yourself. And so if we don't exercise humility, where we're the learner, you would disqualify yourself because we're so egotistic, because we got to have it our way, because we got to show out a certain way. You disqualify yourself of the favor that runs down. You can't have favor. I can't be humble and you standing on top of somebody. They like you good. You know what I'm saying? Relationship, business, or whatever it is. And so I love this topic so much. If favor puts you into the room with many people, which is a consequence of humility and power under control, which is meekness. This may not seem like a sexy topic, but this will get you in the room to be surrounded by those who can pull you up to the places that we may not be getting on by ourselves. There's too many of us that are isolated, that are alone, and we're wondering why. Because we're fighting away the people that could cause and bring value to us. This is why this is so important. If you listen to us right now, you're exercising a form of humility. Because I don't know everything. And so we don't have to make this deeper than it is. It's not that I'm smarter than you or better than you. It's this situation I may have a little experience on. And we're in a position that we want to share what God gives us through characteristics and ideas. And if you take that concept and walk into your house and use it, it can bless your life because you was humble enough to listen.
Man, listen, bro. We can go all day, man. God keep dropping so many nuggets in my spirit on this. I'm going to say this one, and God put pause on it, man, because he all up in my world on this topic, bro. He bringing back so many memories. So, man, we're going to take this humble thing back to the streets, bro, for a minute. See what I'm saying? And that's what I love about me and you. You know what I'm saying? We can bounce off each other, man. And, man, you said some good stuff. But check this out. That humbleness, bro, is the main thing that kept me where I survived. Being paranoid and being humble is how I survived and made it out the streets. Because no matter, I was always humble enough to where somebody seen my drive to the point where, like you say, they took favor and they believed in me and they gave me something and allowed me to make money. And then when they seen the ability that I had to be a hustler and make money, I was able to pass that same game on and allow people to get money under me. But the thing I noticed when that these hustlers got bad, when we talking about being humble, when they seen you was humble and they trusted you enough to give you something, they kept their foot on your neck, like you was just talking about. They kept their foot on your neck because one thing about them, they seen your humble personality. This is for somebody. They seen your humble personality and they kept their foot on your neck just enough to where they made you make a little, they let you make a little money, but not enough to really get up, not enough to really get ahead. And they would be surprised how they see you maneuver and how you make your moves and how you use your tenacity and your game, you know what I'm saying? And your swag, you know what I'm saying? And your will to be able to go out and make so much happen out of so little. When they know, they squoze you, bro. They kept their foot on your neck and they checked the prices on the streets to make sure that, hey, it was just enough money in here to allow them to hustle, but not enough money in here to let them get ahead. I'm gonna leave just enough money in here to make him feel like he can make a little money, but not enough money in here to make him feel like, oh, he can leave me alone. He gonna constantly need me. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying in this message is Take your crumbs.
Mhm.
God put it in you, made you a visionary to be able to do a lot with a little. Take that little,
Right.
sacrifice, put it up, stay humble, and do what you need to do to get away from it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it's about. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Staying
sir.
humble enough to find yourself in positions where people believe in you and you can obtain favor, but not enough to stay in it to where you find yourself, shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I love it, man. I love it. I love how this all works. We're gonna wrap this up. If you're looking for a way to respond to your situation, the character that Uncle Cal brought up today was humility. It is powerful. It's unlike the world as it is. It's something that we use as a secret weapon to get in rooms that we're not supposed to be in, to save our family when we want to operate in emotion and respond incorrectly. We can respond with modesty, with submission, with power under control, because we got an ulterior motive in mind that's bigger than us just taking everything personal. Let us open up our ears. Let us just be more patient and allow the person that we need to be connected to express themselves and use the power of communication to synergize with a man. And then life would just be so much easier for a lot of us.
Man, that's good. That's a wrap, baby.
Yes, that's a wrap,
You know what I'm
baby.
saying? That's a wrap. Hey, man, that's why I take time, man, to tell the people around me, the brothers around me, that it's in my world, man. I love you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
I love
sir.
you, Dave.
I love
Because
you too, bro.
that's something brothers need to hear. They don't say it to each other enough. And man, a lot of times we ain't getting it at home. We didn't get it at home. You know what I'm saying? And I want brothers to know, hey, I'm humble enough to say that. I'm humble enough to tell you, bro, hey, I love you, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So,
likewise, man. You know, and we said this other day, this last thing I'm saying is, man, like the world is changing and we're trying to be out front. Well, all the toughness and all that trying to be separate and isolated and independent and do your own thing and leaving everybody else alone. I mean, that's true. That's good to a certain extent, but there's limitations in that life. We need each other. We were made for each other, to love on each other, to connect with each other, to pour into each other, to be there for each other, man. And so we got to change the dynamic of what we think is a man or even just a woman. Like it's so much more in our collective mindsets that we can build things, especially in the African-American community, because we were cultivated to be separate and isolated and to envy each other. But this key that you brought in today about the power of humility and connecting to people is one of the things, the anchors that's going to cause us to take my strengths and connect it with your strengths, because we have the character of humility and we can build something great, man. We can build something great. You can do this by yourself and I can do this by myself. But if we decided to connect, it's going to be 10. I am clear it's going to be 10 times better, man. So for whoever who need that, respond as you're supposed to. We love you guys and we'll see you on the next one, man.
God bless.
Yes, sir. Take care, bro.